Everybody, welcome to our full moon reading for September 6th, 2017. Today we're using the Good Tarot, which is by Colette Baron-Reid. Let me show you. Here's the box. Well, the box. Here's the box. Let me pull that a little bit. There's the box. That's the guidebook. And the artwork for this deck is done by Jena DellaGrottaglia, who's a fantastic artist and has done the artwork for most, if not all, of Colette's decks. I've already drawn cards because I've already recorded this video once, and it turns out that while the audio was great, the video, well, it sucked. The video was fuzzy, unfocused. So I'm trying another setting with my phone and hoping that it will be clear. We're reading these cards from right to left, as my guides like to do. And let's just get right to it, okay? So our first card is the King of Air, and our second card is the Six of Water. And I so love the energy here. Let's find out more about what is meant for us. My guides will be speaking, and that's how I channel. My guides actually speak through me. And I should probably tell you, I just heard housekeeping, so it's actually embodied channeling, meaning that they make use of my entire body, not just my voice. All right? So, and we notice we have the King of Air, the Six of Water. We focus first upon the King of Air, which perhaps will bring to mind for you an owl, perhaps an angel, perhaps some form of a bird of prey, perhaps even a ancestor, a loved one who you are missing. And with this, we would notice that we wish you will use your intuition in interpreting beyond what we have to say here. The energy of this card requests that you be in attention, requests that you be in awareness, requests that even as you are acting, working, being with your soul, that you are in keeping with understanding born of practical knowledge. There is, perhaps you could see, balance in this. And this is important. As we notice with this full moon, we enter a time when we are in transition toward autumn, and past autumn comes winter. With autumn and winter rise natural times of rest for humans in the northern hemisphere, and we wish you will honor this. To do so within this time of the full moon, before the next full moon, which is the harvest moon, we ask for you to be in practical attention to what must be done to prepare for winter. We notice winter perhaps will be challenging for many in this coming season. And so to honor rest, which is of the nature of the seasons approaching, we would wish for you to take action that will help you be prepared for the eventuality of storms, of cold, of the inability to perhaps travel. And for this, we will ask you to be aware that you may be in safety. Ooh, okay. That was similar and yet different, a little bit different from what was said in the previous video. So I have to say that I love the practical nature of this. It actually feels very Libra to me, and being a Libra, you know, King of Air, I guess Queen of Air. Well, no, Air. Well, yeah. This is as you are noticing, rather than using what would be the customary swords, the good tarot uses the element of air, and using water over cups. So it's all about the elements, which I just love. Let me bring the King of Air closer to you so you can see him better, see some of the detail. And this is once more for the purpose of you using your own intuition, not just relying on what my guides are saying, not even just relying on what the guidebook says. If you have this deck or if you look it up online, use your intuition, because that will help you to hone in on what's important for you to know personally about this card and its message. Okay? Let me see if there's anything else to say. Yes, one thing that came up that I'm supposed to mention is I did hear ice and snow around the storms part. And of course, with winter comes ice and snow. The only thing is, ice felt stressed. It felt like that was prevalent over snow. I would rather have 24 inches of snow than an inch of ice. However, since we don't have a choice, being prepared for that possibility that we could have ice storms more prevalent than snowstorms to the north, those countries and those states that receive snow, then just be prepared. Very practical. On to the Six of Water. We notice the Six of Water speaks of reflection, the reflection of the past. And we would ask for you to honor the ongoing need for reflection upon a past that perhaps has not yet been done with you, is not yet complete with you. What must you know? What must you do that will permit this past to no longer reflect upon you in the present time? What would be of help for you? What would be of forgiveness for you? Who needs your forgiveness? Perhaps it is yourself. We ask that you will consider this and make use of the lingering energies of Mercury retrograde, which, yes, has recently become direct, and yet its shadow lingers for many more days. And for some people, it could be that the shadow period is more intensified than the retrograde period itself. Honor this. Be in kindness to yourself with this. Reflect upon what needs it, that you may release it. Oh, okay, well that's beautiful. And yes, Mercury went direct in the wee small hours of the morning on September 5th, which was yesterday. And yet there's a 10-day shadow period. I actually just heard it's a grace period. And while we might not think of a shadow period of Mercury retrograde, which is more intense than the actual retrograde itself, if we look at it as a grace period, if we accept it as a grace period, then perhaps we could understand that it's a time which gives us a bit more of, I just heard a bit more of a compass toward what we didn't deal with during retrograde that still exists for shadow work that needs doing. Because that's what reflection of this nature is. It's shadow work. It isn't anything to avoid. It isn't anything to be afraid of. It is healing work. So reflect, review, recalibrate, and when you're complete, release. Let me bring this card closer too so you can see how beautiful it is. I did say that Jena's an amazing artist. She truly, truly is. Look at that. The colors are just divine. So, that concludes our full moon reading for September 6th. I encourage you, and I'm not remembering, but I think perhaps my guide suggested that you look at the cards for yourself and what their messages mean. Use your own intuition. Please do that. Make note of the colors. Make note of the symbols. What does water mean for you? What does air mean for you? What does this feather here mean? What does the mask mean? What do these flowers mean? What do these bubbles mean? Are they bubbles or are they orbs? What are these? Discover what they mean for you specifically. Okay? It's great exercise for your intuition, and that's something that's really, really important to do. At least, that's my opinion. All right? Blessings be.